back to Studioloo. It's Cindy. Today I have a journal flip through for you. This is another of my summer flea market journals or traveler's notebooks, sort of a lot of themes of nature and like fun summer playing childhood kind of vibes, and like flea markets and art galleries, and just, you know, the way that we would love to spend an ideal summer camping and all that kind of stuff. So that's sort of the vibes that I'm going for with these journals. The cover is made from a masterboard that I collaged, so you'll see lots of things going on, stitching, lots of words. This says until one day, promise that she shall grow. There's ledger, there's you know, different nature stickers and all sorts of fun stuff. So this one is tied closed with this vintage long brown fabric ribbon. And it is stitched right into the book. Also, this has a fabric seam that's been stitched. It is a 5-hole binding. So we open it on up and you'll see that the backing is this ombre blue to green fabric. So the whole thing has been backed in fabric. Then I made this patchwork pocket that I sort of quilted, and it's an inside pocket to hold some things. So first is this large tag that says every minute of the time, and it has this little bird and some acorns and a little bit of fabric up top. It's been stitched around. And then this is a French, farine means flour, and is has some nice embroidered lace at the top and these beautiful flowers. And on this side we have this page that's like old documents, and this is like a vintage fabric pocket, but it's paper, it's a digital. And then this is kind of a pull down tag with more of those cute birds from a vintage children's book. It has a little whale tail tab at the bottom to pull it out. And then over here we have some vintage wallpaper. It's a digital and it has some washi tape down the side. Now this is stitched on and washied on, so it flips kind of back and forth. And on this side we have these birds and a bunch of fun words to just, it's kind of like a poem that I assembled. And so up top it's a pocket. Let me just pull this out. It has this large journal card, tag rather, and it's made from a children's book, and it says, somewhere out there I'll tell you what I've seen. And it has this bird and these little flowers up top. And then there's fabric at the top to pull it out with, and it just tucks right in there. And you can decide if you want this to go this way or this way. It's totally up to you. Then this is a digital page that has some nice flowers and bee comb, and a fabric tab at the top, coffee dyed paper. This is a pocket made from a book page, and this beautiful botanical image. This is from the paper Cameo, and so it's a double pocket. In the back we have this tag that I made that says much too wonderful, and it has some leaves and it has this cute bullfrog. And then this is the Handyman Gardener Water Garden Features. It's from chapter 7 of a vintage gardening book. Coffee dyed paper. This is actually my own digital that I scanned this vintage fabric. And then clipped up top is this, which is an authentic vintage photograph of a woman standing on a rock in front of the water, and it on the back has paper that just kind of flips. It's from an old photo album from the 50s. It could even be older than that, but this photograph doesn't have a date. I think this one is possibly even older because some of the photos that I got were from the 20s and 30s, and this does not look 50s to me, so it's probably much older than that. That's the back side of that digital page. It was cabbage dyed, so we got some beautiful marbling. This is coffee dyed lined paper and has this fun fabric ruffle on the side. Over here we have a tuck spot. This has been stitched around and has this bee. It's botanical paper underneath, and there is a journal card tucked into it with this cute frog under some buttercups. And on the back, I hope this takes you back to your childhood like it did me. It says, if a friend tickles you under the chin with a buttercup and your chin turns yellow, it means, according to folklore, that you like butter. And I totally remember that from my childhood. Coffee dyed paper. This is a digital page from Teal and Tattered of these beautiful daffodils. And this is some fun bugs back here. I think they're aphids. And this is a little paper cameo tuck spot. And inside we have, this is a tag that I made from one paint chip, sorry, and I backed it with dyed paper, Easter egg dyed paper. And then this is actually like a negative, and you can see, I don't know if you can see here, it's like a tin type negative. You can see a house. Hopefully, here, let me see if I can get on camera properly. So can you see the outline of the house? It's there, I promise, even if you can't see it. Maybe if I lay it down here, you can see the house. So just some fun old ephemera. And this is a flip out of cabbage butterflies, and checkered white butterflies, brush-footed butterflies, milkweed butterflies, the monarch, and this is just some fun cabbage dyed paper. This is a page with pansies on it and a little denim tab, and I made this little, because of the pansies I wanted to carry it through, so I just stitched this little flower with these fun little beads. And on the back, more of those little, those are violets, aren't they? Or are they pansies? They're pansies. And this is a pocket that's made from a vintage botanical page, and I kind of crazy quilted on it. And this is more of my own scanned vintage botanical fabric paper. And then this is just like a bookmark style journaling card that shows this cornfield and a couple kind of working by the water. Coffee dyed paper, some vintage ledger, and you can see I've stitched some soft plaid fabric up there. And then this is a fabric pocket made from botanical dyed cotton and some stitched on nice floral paper, fabric, and then floral paper in behind. And then there is a journal card with some vintage tea dyed crochet lace. Coffee dyed papers, and this fun fabric and lace tab. This is a watercolor page, has some fabric here down the side. Then we have this lovely beetle here, and it says making mischief. This is a paper bag, and it's been decorated with this fun pages from this fun book that I have that has like a bunch of like kind of pop culture sayings that we use. Like, I was drawn like a moth to a flame. I was fascinated. So like it defines what they mean. Cocooning, retreating to the privacy of home. And inside we have a journal card that just tucks on in the side of the paper bag. We have a little owl here on some writing paper, coffee dyed. And this is a book page with music that was jelly printed on one side, and more cabbage dyed paper. This is cabbage dyed scrapbook paper, and it did that fun crystallization on the back. And this is a digital of a beautiful old ledger with a bee. This is a jelly print. And here we have a pocket that's been collaged, and I've added this fun moth. This is on a digital of a vintage hanky. I believe it's from Amity Bloom. This is a journal card that I collaged and has this sweet little white finch on the front. Coffee dyed paper. This is a vintage botanical paper. This is an envelope from like 1961 or 61, March 6, 1961, I think. And it's from Arthur, Ontario. And it was the envelope that you would get your negatives back or your photographs back in. And so it's just a fun piece of like vintage ephemera. And then inside I made this journal card. It's on a jelly print. It has this lovely dragonfly on this jar of honey, and it says out to look for more. And that just pops in the top of the envelope here. And that just clips on with a rusty paper clip. Then this is this beautiful tulip page. Some nice red paper with some lace or ribbon on the side, fabric ribbon. And then this is just a nice digital kind of page, and on it is some authentic ephemera. This is actually a yarn sample card with the colors. Go. And then this page is printed with silverware. You'll see cutlery. I did a little experiment with printing with cutlery. And this is a digital hanky. This is the center of the journal. And we have a little fabric flip here with this nice green silk fabric. Coffee dyed paper. This fun digital that says Botanique, and it has some flowers and a hot air balloon. Red paper, marbled paper with some coffee dyed dots. And on back I've printed this beautiful iris digital. This is vintage botanical book page, and I've added a little tuck spot pocket here. This is a seed annual from 1898 from the Cox Seed and Plant Catalog. Made a tag out of that with an ochre hand-dyed bow up top. This is just a little, from a book page, a little bit of text. It says Birds Nested from page 34. And this is more of that vintage hanky paper. This is jelly print, coffee dyed polka dot paper. Then I made a little lace pocket here, and inside is just this little digital modified check with some botanicals. This is crystallized cabbage dyed paper. It's from a scrapbook, and this is a vintage card, playing card, the number 3 with a clown on it, and it has this little journal card inside. And then this is just a little fabric and yarn collage with some fun vintage fabric. This page has been Easter egg dyed. This is a music page that was jelly printed. This is this fun digital doily pocket, and inside there is this journal card that I made. It says The Swans Flew, and it has these swans. This is actually from the story The Wild Swans. It's on coffee dyed paper. We have this deer on the back with willows in her mouth. And the other side of that paper sack, and this says, She is a social butterfly. She goes to lots of parties. And inside another little journal card, it says To Unknown Lands, and it was made from a vintage advertising for, I believe, Vim, the cleaning solution. And then this is a watercolored page that was also cabbage dyed, and it has a little poem from a book called Cross Patch. It says, Cross Patch, draw the latch, sit by the fire and spin. Take a cup and drink it up, then call your neighbors in. And that's more of that botanical that was watercolor and then cabbage dyed. This is a white fabric pocket, and this is from a vintage placemat, and it has this beautiful handmade crocheted lace edge. So I stitched it on to this coffee dyed paper, and I made this tag, and it's just a collage of some beautiful old art and just different things, some stamps, some gold flowers, and on back a little bit more of the same theme. And the fabric pocket continues onto this side. I actually just looped it over to make a double pocket. And the coffee dyed paper has lines on the back. And then this is a journal card. And if you can see on this one side, it's backed in book page. And then it has this partially torn old photograph. And it's just a woman with her dog standing at, like, looking through a fence. And I just really liked that. I didn't want to waste that photo. I thought it was so cool. And then this is like a triple pocket. Has these little birds here. It's made from a book page. And in the back we have this collage tag that I made that says That Was Long, Long Ago. And then this and this are in the same pocket. So there's this little kind of Halloween feeling family medicines manufactured by, and it's established 1833, and it has this little whimsical tag. I forget whose digital this is, but it's an artist on Etsy, and I completely forget who it is. And then two more little things. So this is a vintage Lansing buttons card, digital, and then this little cute tag here with some botanicals, and those just tuck right in here. And some botanical paper. This is ledger with some nice soft plaid fabric up top, and then paper clipped on here with this rusty paper clip. We have a vintage children's book page with these cute animals. The back you can just write on. It's just old authentic paper, and it has a dog and a cow and a mouse and a butterfly, and they're in a garden. It's really cute. And that just tucks on the side of this vintage ledger paper. Here we go. Coffee dyed paper. And here we have a belly band. I've stitched all sorts of fabrics and buttons, and it's on a denim strap backing. And this is my own digital that I made from scanning a vintage fabric, a silk scarf. And this is an ad for Vim from a vintage advertising catalog. It's an old cleanser and polisher. And then some more botanical papers, and just some little washi tape gold beehive. Nice digital. Coffee dyed paper with a little fabric collage with vintage buttons. Some daffodils and some paper and fabric collage, and it's actually a little tuck spot over here, and it says out of the marmalade jar, and it has another of those little whimsical tags here. We've got a frog on the back of a swan, and a stack of rocks, and a little mushroom like fairy house. Coffee dyed paper. This is cabbage dyed watercolored paper. And it was originally printed with my own botanical digital image. And this is a pocket with some lace down the center, you can see here. And a tag with some nice crochet vintage lace. This is coffee dyed paper with a little wet leaf there. And then a little tab to make a pocket at the side here. This is a little vintage image, and this this is the cutest, like, are they budgies? And I made this journal card from collaging some gold and some old crochet blueprint and book pages, and I just thought that budgie belonged there. The back is also collaged. And that's just a digital page. And we have another of these watercolor pages that are, they're a botanical digital that I cabbage dyed. Then on the very last page, with a rusty paper clip, I have attached this envelope. It's made from, it's a really thick envelope. It's made from music paper, and I've added these cute girls here. One's a fairy, and I sort of put it behind this girl, but it's sort of like, they almost seem to be saying, can you tell which one of us is a fairy? And it says, a magical land that exists still. And on the back, it says bought of, and this little label, and the paint is really fun. It's iridescent and pearly, and there's a little butterfly here, and on the inside there is a vintage postcard. I can get it out here. There we go. This is only being opened for like the first time, so it's a little stiff. There we go. So see, it's this it's like a museum with lots of sculptures, and on back it's a letter to a Dr. H.T. Yost, who is from Ottawa. It doesn't have a date, but yeah, it's a cool, another thing I thought that was kind of like summery, right? Like going to like galleries and museums and that kind of thing. So I'm gonna open this envelope up here. There we go. And then that just tucks on the back here, like so, actually this way, like so. And we just use a rusty paper clip to attach it up at the top. And then on the last page, there's another one of those patchwork pockets. And on the inside, a few things. So first, this is just the note from the bookmaker. This is what I include in all my journals to just tell you a little bit about my journals. This is journal number 76, and it has the date and my signature. And then this is, these are actually from a vintage 45s crate that I found, and it had this cool like embossing of like something that was pressing against these. And I just added some vintage candy stickers to the bottom. And then this is like a tree, and it's just a fun kind of imaginative way to have a journal card. So it's just folded there. And there we go. That is the end of this journal. So thank you so much for hanging out with me to see this journal flip through. This journal, along with a few others, will be going into my Etsy shop very soon. There will be 12 of these in total, but I'm going to sort of scatter when I post them. So yeah, these are the summer flea market traveler's notebooks, and I am really excited to use mine. I am going on a camping trip very soon, and I plan to put all of my write my daily kind of journal entries and any little pictures that I take. I'm going to pop them all in this nice little book. So thank you again for watching. All my social media information, including my Etsy shop link, are down below in the description box. Have a great day. Bye for now.